It's about 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, November 18th, 2023. And I'm trying out a new way of putting up the back fence here. So what I'm going to do from here on out, I think, is when I go to move the cows, I'll set up my new crosswire, then I'll reel in the old crosswire, then I'll take the lane wire and bring it back to the corner, extend the lane, and then go where the post for the old crosswire was. And as long as the cows move to the new section, that shouldn't be a problem. This is a fairly easy move because the grass is getting better the further south we're going. It's greener, so this is the cool season grass. Temperature right now, it's about 65, maybe 68 degrees. It's kind of nice in the sun right now. So, yeah. The cows missed a lot of grass in the last section. I don't know if it's just because they're spoiled or full or what, but they were a little bit upset with me when I came out to see them this morning. Some of them even mooed at me to note their displeasure with my agricultural management techniques. So the flies are back. There's a couple flies, not too many. So there, yeah, he took that lane wire and he extended it out and he's putting it where the old crosswire was. So this way I only need two crosswires. No, I only need two crosswires. One to put up while one's still in the field. You need the lane wire, which needs to roughly run the length of your section plus the width, minus a few feet. Hopefully that reel will hold out. Looks like it might. If it runs out, I'll just attach a reel to it. Continue it on. So, yeah, it's a nice day. It's a beautiful day. So scheduling, I was kind of planning out the year, and in effect I'm planning out all the years in the future because I'll just probably copy what I do next year. Since I think I have the cows on a schedule, I bit the bullet last year and I just didn't breed the cows so that I can get them all on a spring schedule. And I debated whether to have spring calves or fall calves. And there's benefits to both, but the reason why I went for spring calves is because I am not feeding my cows. So the greatest opportunity they have for protein and nutrients is in the spring, right? And so that's probably the best time to have the calves, and that's when the moms will give the best milk and things like that. So I want calves born in late March, early April. The first week of March is sometimes too cold, but the last week of March is always pretty nice. And so, barring some late winter storm, which I checked historical weather and it doesn't seem like it ever happens, the weather should be warm enough for the calves to survive easily. The last time you get winter blasts is mid-February, it seems. So, and those mid-February blasts can be kind of brutal, right? Oh, look at that. Look at that grass down there. I'm just marveling to have grass at all because, the drought just ended. So we are now in no drought, normal weather conditions, according to the guy who makes those decisions. Anyway, so to get spring calves, I need to breed them in May because it's about a 10 months gestation period. So I bring the bulls in May. I give them 2 months. If I have some late calves in April, late April, I'm fine with that. and then I take the bulls off, and we don't bring them back again until May of next year. So the bulls only have 2 months with the cows. Their cycle, I think, is 21 days, the estrus cycle. So that should give them two, maybe 3 chances. 2 chances, right? So as long as I have plenty of bulls, and as long as the cows don't bully the bulls too much, we should have them all bred by the end of those 2 months. So May and June, and then early July, I take the bulls out, and they're gonna have to be kept separate for the rest of the year until May of next year. Okay, so I get calves in March, March and April, and that's about the time when I can harvest the steer that I harvest at 1 year, right? If I decide to castrate the bulls that I'm going to harvest, then they say you should do it before 6 months, but I'm pretty sure that Greg Judy says he does it at 8 months or a year, because he gets that much more meat on the bones, right? So anyway, and I'm going to see if you even need to castrate. I'm going to experiment where I don't castrate and I harvest and see what it tastes like for myself. Anyway, so harvest time will be in March, April, that time frame. Maybe a little later. Yeah, probably at the end of spring. I'm thinking that if we do grass-fed, there's a little black bird. If we do grass-fed, then having them finished on the spring grass is probably best. All right. Then the heifers that are 1 year old, well, 1 and a couple months. Well, the heifers that are born in March, when the bulls come in, the bulls aren't going to touch them. They're too young. But when they come back the next year, the heifers will be 1 year and 2 months, and then they'll be bred, and so they'll be having their first calf at about 2 years old, right? So I don't have to do anything special with the heifers, because they're all in the same cycle, all in the same annual cycle. It'll be 2 years before they breed back anyway, which is ideal. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at for my schedule for the cows. The sheep, I've done some research on sheep, and people say that you don't really need to time the rams. I'm going to say that I'm not going to time the rams, mostly because keeping the rams separate from the sheep is pretty much impossible. I have to move the rams 3 states away to keep them from getting on my ewes. But they say that the rams will breed with the ewes at the right time, so you get spring lambs every year. I'll see if that's true. If I'm getting lambs outside of that springtime window, then I'll have to time the rams and figure something out there. Maybe I'll lock them in a box, and throw away the key or something like that. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about doing with the rams and the ewes. And the sheep, the lambs should be ready to breed back the very next year. And although they only give you 1 lamb typically on their first breeding, they should be good to go for the rest. So with the sheep, I'm just going to keep the sheep together and not try to separate them. And then I'll have the cows, and then I'll have a bull herd. They say that you only need 1 bull per 20 cows, I think is the number. I'm probably going to keep 4 bulls, just to keep themselves company. And then they'll be with the steer as well. So if I band any bulls, they'll go with the bulls, and so we'll have a herd of the steer and the bulls, and they will be separate. And I don't really know, I can't keep them in the same field because the white wire is just a deterrent. It's not a barrier. They can cross that whenever they want to, and they will. Like if I don't give them water, or if the water runs out or breaks or something, they will cross that wire to get water, make a mess of it when they do it. So I'm thinking maybe the back 20 is the bull pasture. And if that's the case, then I do need to do some kind of rotational grazing back there. But 20 acres versus 60 acres, that's a lot of acreage, especially for 4 or 10 animals versus the 40 or 50 cows that I'm going to have eventually. So I'll need another solution for that. And the solution may be that I just take a part of my field and fence it off, like Alcatraz or something like that. Probably have to find another farm to keep my bulls on. So that's the plans right now, guys. Have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.